Hi. So if you want to perform at your optimal level, or you want to assist others, so you're in a leadership or a management role, and you want to assist them to perform at their optimal level, then one of the key factors is to understand this thing that we call motivation. So let's start with what motivation is. Very recently I was reading something online that said the word motivation derives from motive and action, and combining the two things. So what's the motive for our action? That's actually not true, but it's a great way to describe what this word actually means. So the etymology, the origin of the word is actually not that, but as I say, it's a great way to describe it. So what's our reason for actually taking some action? And again, as we go into that, let's talk a little bit about this idea that people say that you should find your inner passion, the thing that drives you, your bliss. All sorts of language is used, and that's great. If you can find your passion, if you can find your bliss, then that's a great space to be in. But they then suggest that if you do that, work no longer feels like work. It's effortless. You wake up every day feeling excited and you want to go there, and you want to really just put your best effort in every single day. Well, the work I do, I've got to say to you, I really think I have found my passion. I found a thing that I was really put here for, if you want to use that sort of language. But there are days where it's damn hard. And anybody who's ever achieved and been extremely successful with anything will tell you it doesn't matter how passionate you are, how blissful it feels, there are days where it's really tough. So you've got to find a way to motivate yourself or motivate others that recognizes that that's the case. So what do we know about motivation? So that bliss, that passion, is what really scientifically is called intrinsic motivation. So the motivation comes from inside me, and people are therefore suggesting somehow that that's a better level of motivation than extrinsic motivation, which is a reward, a benefit for doing something. What do I get out of doing this that comes from outside of me as a human being? And by saying follow your passion, follow your bliss, and everything will feel effortless, again what people are suggesting is that somehow there's some kind of hierarchy here, and intrinsic motivation is better than extrinsic motivation. And that again is absolutely not true. What the science tells us is it's about the task. What is it you're attempting to achieve? So extrinsic motivation, the stuff that comes from outside of you, reward if you like, motivates better than intrinsic motivation when the task is repetitive and boring. So if it's a repetitive task that you have to do, or you're trying to manage or lead people to do, extrinsic motivation is far better in that space than intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the go-to methodology when you're talking about creative processes. So something that requires a bit more thought, a bit more ingenuity, an entrepreneurial spirit, if you want to use that language. Intrinsic motivation comes to its fore there. Extrinsic motivation kills creativity. So if you're trying to motivate yourself, if you're trying to motivate others, then it's crucial to understand the difference. Extrinsic motivation is not bad. It's useful in certain circumstances, and intrinsic motivation is not the gold standard. It's useful in certain circumstances. So you begin by asking, what is the task? If it's repetitive, it's boring, it's mechanical, extrinsic motivation is far more effective. If it requires creativity and ingenuity, entrepreneurial thoughts, processes, intrinsic motivation is where to go to. Cheers.